Welcome to MacGyver's Workshop, where you never know what we're going to be working on next. If you're not too careful, you just might learn something.
Hi there, welcome back to another episode of MacGyver's Workshop, where you never know what we're going to be working on next, and if you're not too careful, you just might learn something. Well, today we're going to expand into the realm of motorcycles, and my friend Johnny D, who's now back out in California, rock on. He used to work at a Harley Davidson dealership here locally, and we got one that's been put up in storage for 4 years, and it's probably fuel system's all gooked up. It's an 03 injected, it's like a soft tail, I think, is soft tail deuce or something. It's a night train. But anyway, we're gonna go get it. We're gonna have to obviously put it on the trailer. So we have our resident MacGyver's Workshop dog. It's Maddie. She's ready. Of course, the truck never goes anywhere without her in it usually. So she's a big happy puppy, aren't you? Yeah. So she's gonna go cruising with us, and we're gonna hook up the old MacGyver's Workshop gooseneck and start heading that way. Alrighty, we have it here now. We got it off the trailer, and this is a 2003 Night Train. Looks like it's been repainted, because I understand that Night Trains are usually all black, no chrome, but since it's been sitting up for 4 years and I got a whiff of the gas that was in it, the very first thing we're going to do is pull the fuel pump out. This has fuel injection. We're going to run a check on the codes here in just a minute, and I'll show you how we do it. Alright, on this particular model, since it's a 2003, there could be two different ECMs on here. This one has the newer one. Some of them, the older ones, you have to make a jumper wire and jumper the diagnostic connector and all that kind of stuff. But this one, you just go ahead and turn your ignition on, and then press and hold this button here, and then turn the ignition rocker on, and you'll see that come up. Now, there's 10 different segments here. You got 1 through 10. 1 is clear. Okay. 2 is clear. 3 is clear. 4 is clear. 5 is clear. 6 is clear. 7 is clear. 8 is clear. 9 is clear. And 10 is clear. So now we have no codes. So that's a good sign. So we just may have some dirty gas in here. So what we'll do next is we'll disconnect the battery, and then we'll take this off, because our fuel pump is right underneath here. So stand by. Okay, dokie. For starters, and I've already loosened this, you gotta pull this off. And then just to be safe, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect our battery. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see what we're playing with. Care of our chrome. Or get scratched up and messed up anywhere. That is why you don't want to ever leave your bike sit up for an incredible length of time with fuel in it. This is nasty. Get you a look-see down inside that tank. Alrighty. Well, we've still got some exceptionally nasty gas still in there. And then this side, which is the leeward side that leans over, that sticks up, has got some spooge in there that we're going to have to try and get cleaned out. Well, we got all our stuff out. We're going to have to replace a lot of stuff on that fuel unit there that goes in the tank. Now we're going to pull the tank out. We got a Torx bit here, and I believe that is let's see, it's a T40 Torx here, and a 9/16 through bolt here. You want to be careful, because it probably has a little plastic chrome cap on the other side. You want to take that off. Once you get all your bolts out, you got a little crossover line that you're going to have to deal with here. But if there's fuel in the tank, you're going to have to deal with that too. Alright, so you saw the pictures of us pressure washing the tank and getting as much of the spooge out of it as we could. Then I went ahead and put the tank prep solution in there. We're using a multi-step process kit from Cream Coat, and I let it sit upside down overnight to get all the rust out that's in the top here. And then this morning about 8 o'clock I flipped it over, and we've been letting it soak on the bottom side for a bit. And while that's been doing that, we actually were able to get the bike started and running a little bit. I used my fuel injection flush kit, which supplied the appropriate fuel pressure, and while we were at it, we just let it run and clean the injectors. I took the manifold apart last night and checked to make sure it wasn't filled with gook like the tank was, and miraculously it wasn't. It was perfectly clean. So you can see right there, that's the injector manifold, and the injector on the left and right side there with the yellow and green wires. We took all that out. I actually let the injectors soak in a little bit of carbon choke cleaner overnight. You know, just poured it down the fuel inlet, and then this morning blew them out with some air, and then put it all back together and used my fuel injector flush kit. That's it right there. We were able to actually start the bike and let it run for a bit. So he's happy to know that it runs. But now we're going to go ahead and change the oil in it, and have to hand it to Jerry there. He came up with a good idea. He's like, well, why don't we put the bike on the lift? We got the MacGyvering, and we came up with this, welded up some stuff here, and they're good and sturdy, good and safe. They lock positive into the holes there, and then we're gonna take some straps and strap it down just for extra good measure.
Yeah, I never knew a Harley Davidson actually has lift points on it. That's pretty cool. So we got her strapped down for a little extra measure of safety there. Laid us some cardboard across the top so we don't gash anything. The drain is here. And that's like a 5/8. Alright, here we go. Is on an air-cooled engine. You know, you're going to look at that oil and go, oh, that oil's black and nasty. Actually, that oil's not looking too bad. Because number one, you can still about see through it. And with an air-cooled engine, the oil's always going to run dark. And of course, you always check your magnet, make sure there's nothing creepy on it. This one's looking really good. No crap or trash or metal or anything.
Is that Teflon tape necessary?
I don't know. I don't know why. Or I think it's not Teflon tape, it's just thread sealant. Alright, so your oil filter is in the most inconvenient place, or the most messy place possible, on the front of the motor. So it's a good thing we got a pressure washer to clean up the mess. So hold that for me, will you? And we'll put a little doob of oil on our K&N oil filter here. Woohoo! Now the thing is you're not supposed to tighten this with a wrench. You're only supposed to tighten it what was it?
Finger tight?
Hand tight or something. Well, I know for sure it sure was a bear coming off. So we'll put her on there hand tight, good and tight. And then we'll clean all our mess off with the pressure washer later. And look at that, we got us a praying mantis there. How about that? He's hanging out there chilling. He must be a biker praying mantis. Waiting for us to quit making a lifetime project out of this bike and get it back together.
Three quarts.
Alright, we'll let our funnel drain out and then we'll pull it out of there. Yeah, the oil change is done. Pretty clean.
Chunks of metal.
The tank looks good.
Black instead of brown.
All right, so So we put our tank prep in there and it ate up all the rust. All the rust is gone in the tank now. All the gook is gone. And now we're going to have to rinse the tank out with water, and then as soon as we're done with the water, we're going to have to dump some MEK in there and swish it around. I can't use the original metal plate that I used before because it has plastic on it. So we had to make something up and use the old gasket. So this is a bone that screws up in the bottom of the tank and has a hose on it that we're going to replace. So we obviously don't want to eat that up with MEK, so we'll use this wine cork and seal it up. All we got to do is swish it around a little bit. It's not like the tank prep where it has to sit there and soak in it for 24 hours or whatever. So anyway, so we're going to take this off, and Jerry's going to go out there and sit there and rinse his tank out with the garden hose. We've got our cream coat going on, and it's such a time and process intensive thing. We didn't really have anybody extra here to film it for us, so we've basically gone through the 3 steps of prepping the tank and putting the cream coat in there, and I've got a little bit of forced air ventilation going through there to help it cure a little quicker. As I said, you can do that with some low pressure air. It'll help reduce the curing time. So that's pretty much it for that for the moment. I reckon this tank will be all cured up by tomorrow. We can get ready and start putting it back together.